Now I'm going to do a live swim analysis for you. Bear with me. I haven't done it before. So I'm hoping it's going to go as well as I hope it's going to go. I will need a thumbs up. But again, this is a gentleman from up in Ohio who sent this to me, so he's not on here. So I will gently pick apart his stroke for all of your enjoyment. One, if you guys ever send me a swim analysis, please, dear God, make sure it is as well. You don't have to because it's sometimes hard to make it this clear. I know the screen is a little bit shrunk, but this is the front view. Obviously, I'm going to do the side view in a second. But a couple things. I'm going to roll this through here, just a few frames to kind of let you guys think and see things. Obviously, this is slow-mo. And just kind of go ahead and think, all right, what might this gentleman be doing that's a little bit wrong? Let me just actually run it slow-mo. And you guys can hear the rushing water going through the pool. Now, how do we fix it? A couple things to start off with. Many of you do this, and it's what I would call entering the water super early. You see how early he enters the water here? Right, like that. He enters the water and dives his hand straight down and then out. I'm going to move this forward to kind of go through one simple thing. Swimming is about this. It is about water back, making you go forward. That is all swimming is. Any motion that you do that moves water this way or this way is a waste of time. So from the moment you enter your hand into the water, it needs to be preparing itself to work, okay? I think what I'm gonna do is actually clear this and pull up the other Paul here. Can you guys see him now from the side? So this is the same guy. So what I mean by that is, and I'm focusing here on the bottom part of the screen. So when I say entering the water super early, you see how he enters like right here? I always want athletes to reach as far as you possibly can out to here, not early. The reason I want you to do that is because when he enters the water super early, and a lot of athletes do this when they are so focused and obsessed with an early vertical forearm, or excuse me, when they're so focused on having their elbow high out of the water, and it's, like this, we got to have a high elbow out of the water or you're not swimming correctly. It forces you to cut your stroke short and to enter the water early. So enters the water here, and then what's he do? He reaches out, drops. He's still, look, listen. He enters the water here, and from this point now, he is doing nothing to propel himself forward because his opposite arm here, see his right arm over there, I'm going to highlight it up top here, is doing nothing. So as I pull back, again, going to the left, enters the water early, nothing is propelling him forward. Still nothing. Now he gets to here, okay? This is actually a fairly good spot. You've got your shoulder over your elbow, over your wrist, which is what we want. Every time your hand enters the water, you want to keep as much as you can of what I would consider like a mechanical advantage. You always want to be able to have, but you don't want this. And this is why, you see that? Now it's going to be very hard for him to get his forearm from this position to this position because he's lost his leverage. So in order to regain leverage, which is a huge problem with athletes that enter the water early, is they have to wait. Now I've got to glide and wait for my forearm and my wrist to catch up. So now I can push forward. So he's wasted all this time doing no propulsion. If you've never done one of these with me, I will talk about your forearm being a swim paddle. He gets this position. He's still pushing water down, which isn't bad because if you're pushing water, that's the rule. If you're pushing water down, right? Simple physics, pushing water down, what's going to go up? You. That's a good thing because less of you in the water is a good thing. What you don't want is to spend this first part of your stroke pushing water down. Now it gets to this position. This position here is actually, when I can see his elbow right here, pointed out wide, this is actually close to perfect. just in this specific position. However, what you're about to see is he basically goes straight away from this and lets his lats collapse. And watch his elbow. So keep a highlight on his elbow here. It goes from perfectly out to what? He drops it. See how he drops his elbow from this position high to he drops it, and his arm comes underneath. Let me go up top real quick to show you this. He's getting a pull. Oh man, I got a good catch. Again, we're up top here. I've got a pretty good catch. And I'm going to stop. And he collapsed his elbow. Actually, instead of kind of staying on a what I would consider a string when it gets to this bottom position and keeping it high in the water, so you're basically your forearm moves from here to here to here to here out of the water. So you're constantly pushing water back, pushing water back, pushing water back. What happens is, if you look up top, he gets here, which again is a poor angle. You need to be swimming like a house, arms out wide, pushing water back, pushing water back. Instead, let me go back up top, enters water super early, moves his hand in and then up. Now he presses down, dropping his elbow, dropping his elbow, dropping his elbow. Great. Now I'm gotten, while it's not a perfect angle, it's not bad, especially for your non-dominant side, your non-breathing side. That's still not bad. Then he gets to here, and he basically, his elbow, instead of moving, staying straight, kind of like here on this line, and just staying on a cord that goes back, he actually just lets it, if you can see it, he just collapsed it straight in. This way. He did almost no work.